You are tired. You don't need to say it out loud because I already know. I see the weight you carry when no one is watching, the rush in your thoughts when the house finally falls silent, the way you take a deep breath before pretending everything is fine in front of the people you love. You smile at the right moment, you answer in the right tone, you follow the script everyone expects from you. But inside, there's a tiredness that no night of sleep seems to fully resolve. The world you live in never stops talking to you. Thousands of voices compete for your attention every day. News that frightens, bills that worry, comparisons that wound, deadlines that suffocate, expectations no one ever spoke aloud but that you feel weighing on your shoulders. Your mind never truly rests. Even in moments of leisure, part of you keeps calculating, anticipating, dreading what comes next. Your heart lives in a state of alert, even when you're sitting in silence, even when you're smiling at someone, even when you pretend, out of politeness or pride, that everything is fine. Maybe you've already tried to rest in different ways. Maybe you've searched for silence on a trip, on an isolated weekend, in extra hours of sleep that promised to recharge what had been drained. And maybe you've discovered that the tiredness you feel isn't just physical. There's a deeper exhaustion, one that isn't solved simply by sleeping more or working less. It's a tiredness of the soul, and the soul needs a different kind of rest. You may have even learned to hide that tiredness very well. The people around you may not even notice because you've become an expert at appearing competent, organized, in control of everything. But I see what's behind that carefully built facade. I see the nights you lie staring at the ceiling, replaying conversations, dreading the next day, unable to explain exactly why you're so restless. That tiredness has a name, and it has a solution, and both begin here, in this moment of pause you're living right now. But I want you to know one thing before we continue. I haven't come to you to add to that list of demands. I'm not here to burden you with one more task, one more commitment, one more spiritual obligation you need to fulfill perfectly. I came to offer you an invitation older than any anxiety you've ever felt, older than any notification on your phone, older than any deadline pressing you today. Come close. That's what I said from the beginning, and that's what I'm still saying now as you hear these words, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. It doesn't matter what's happening in your life at this exact moment. It doesn't matter how many times you've tried to draw near to me and felt you couldn't, that your prayer seemed empty, that your faith seemed too weak to hold anything up. The invitation still stands. It has no expiration date. It doesn't require you to arrive put together, organized with all the right answers. It only asks that you come, exactly as you are right now. In Psalm 34, David wrote about a time when he was surrounded by danger, feigning madness to escape his enemies, living through a moment when everything seemed lost, when his own life was threatened and he had nowhere to run. And it was exactly there, in the middle of the chaos, with no guarantee that things would get better, that he wrote, "I sought the Lord, and he heard me and delivered me from all my fears." It wasn't after the problems disappeared. It was in the middle of them, while he was still running, while he still didn't know how his own story would end. This is the first secret you need to understand before anything else. The peace I offer doesn't depend on your circumstances changing first. You don't have to wait for the problem to be solved, for the answer to arrive, for uncertainty to turn into certainty before you seek me. You can seek me right now, in the middle of the confusion, in the middle of the fear, in the middle of the unanswered question you're carrying.
David also wrote, "They looked unto him and were lightened, and their faces were not ashamed." Something happens when you look at me instead of looking only at your problem. Your expression changes, your posture changes. Something in the way you carry the weight is transformed. not because the difficulty was magically solved, but because you stopped carrying it alone. There's a visible difference between someone who faces the storm alone and someone who faces it knowing they haven't been abandoned. "Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the man that trusteth in him." That tasting isn't a vague, distant, theoretical promise. It's an invitation to experience today, right now, in this exact moment, what it means to truly trust me. It isn't about believing in an abstract idea of who I am. It's about testing in the practice of your own life whether I really do what I promise. And then comes the part I want you to hold on to most carefully, perhaps the most important part of everything we'll talk about today. "The Lord is nigh unto them that are of a broken heart, and saveth such as are of a contrite spirit." I don't withdraw from you when you're shattered. I don't look away when you're at your worst, when you failed, when you feel unworthy of being near me. I draw closer in exactly those moments with more intensity, not less. "Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivereth him out of them all." Life makes no promise of an absence of pain. Being faithful to me isn't insurance against hardship, but there's a promise that runs through every one of those afflictions. You will never go through them without me by your side. That's the invitation of this first step, to step out of the noise and discover that true peace doesn't begin when problems disappear. It begins when I become bigger than they are, when my presence takes up more space in your mind than the size of your crisis. Think about how much time you've already spent trying to control outcomes that were never fully in your hands. Think about how many nights of sleep you've lost anticipating scenarios that never came true exactly as you feared. That constant wear has a cost, and you may already feel that cost in your body, in your patience, in your ability to be present with the people you love. I don't want you to keep paying that price alone. The invitation to step out of the noise doesn't mean abandoning your responsibilities, running from your obligations, or isolating yourself from the world around you. It means creating within your real routine spaces where you deliberately choose to hear me before you hear any other voice. It can be in the first minutes of the morning before your phone starts buzzing. It can be in a pause in the middle of the day when anxiety tightens your chest and you need a place to breathe. The format matters less than the decision to come.
Now, I want to talk about something you may have never put into words, but that you feel almost every day. A thirst that nothing seems to truly satisfy. A restlessness that persists even when things are, on the surface, going well. You've already tried to fill that emptiness in different ways, haven't you? Work, recognition, relationships, achievements, distractions that promised immediate relief. Some of those things brought temporary relief, it's true. A promotion brought a moment of pride. A new relationship brought a moment of excitement. A purchase brought a moment of pleasure. But deep down, after the euphoria fades, after the novelty turns into routine, the thirst is still there, waiting for something you haven't found yet, whispering that maybe the next achievement will finally be enough, and it never is. In Isaiah 55, I ask a question that crosses the centuries and reaches you now in this exact moment as if it had been written specifically for your situation. Wherefore do ye spend money for that which is not bread, and your labor for that which satisfieth not? It isn't a question of judgment, as if I were condemning you for the search. It's the question of someone who loves you and watches you wearing yourself out, chasing the wrong thing, spending energy, time, and resources on something that will never deliver what it promises. Incline your ear and come unto me, hear, and your soul shall live. There is life available to you, a life that doesn't depend on getting one more thing, one more approval, one more victory. That life isn't a distant reward set aside after you solve all your problems. It's offered now, freely, to anyone who decides to turn to me instead of continuing to chase after what never satisfies. I also said, "Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call upon him while he is near." There is a right time for this search, and that time is now, while you are still listening, while your heart is still open to this possibility. Don't put it off. Don't wait for the perfect moment, because it may never come the way you imagine. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. Maybe you're trying to solve your life with the logic you learned from the world, accumulate more, prove more, achieve more, and then you'll be enough. But there is a higher logic, more generous, more patient, that I want to teach you, a logic that doesn't measure your worth by your productivity or your accomplishments.
And there is a promise about my word that I need you to hear now, because it will help you trust even when you don't see immediate results. For as the rain cometh down and the snow from heaven, and returneth not thither, but watereth the earth, and maketh it bring forth and bud, that it may give seed to the sower, and bread to the eater, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return to me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. Every word I speak to you today isn't just information for you to store and forget. It is seed, and it will produce something in you even if you don't see the result right away, even if the transformation takes time to become visible. Trust the process, just as the earth trusts the rain, even without understanding exactly how that water turns into fruit. Finally, for ye shall go out with joy and be led forth with peace. The mountains and the hills shall break forth before you into singing, and all the trees of the field shall clap their hands. There is a celebration waiting on the other side of that satisfied thirst, a joy that doesn't come from one more temporary achievement, but from a transformation that reaches even the way you see the world around you. Even surrounded by entertainment, by screens, by instant information available at any hour, many remain spiritually dehydrated. The thirst you feel isn't weakness, isn't a character flaw. It's a sign that you were made for something greater than what the world is offering. And that thirst will only be satisfied when you truly seek me. Maybe you've already noticed a pattern in your own life. After achieving something you truly wanted, the satisfaction lasts only a short while. And soon a new desire arises, a new goal, a new thing that seems to promise the happiness the previous one didn't fully deliver. That isn't a sign of ingratitude on your part. It's a sign that none of those achievements was ever designed to fill the space that only I can occupy. Stop for a moment and think about the last time you achieved something you truly wanted. Remember how long the feeling of fulfillment lasted before another worry or desire took the place of that relief. That cycle repeats because the emptiness you're trying to fill isn't the size of an achievement, it's the size of a soul made for communion with me, and nothing else, no matter how great it seems, can occupy exactly that space. Let's talk now about a place few truly know, because it isn't visible to anyone except me and you: the secret place. We live in an age when everything has to be shown, shared, validated by other people in order to seem like it has value. But there is an essential difference between doing something to be seen by others and doing something only for me to see, with no witness, with no applause. I said, "But thou, when thou prayest, enter into thy closet, and when thou hast shut thy door, pray to thy Father which is in secret, and thy Father which seeth in secret shall reward thee." There is no performance in the secret place. There is no need to impress anyone, to seem more spiritual, more holy, more correct than you really are. There is only you and me, with no audience, no applause, no judgment from anyone watching from outside. And it's in that place that I teach you to pray in a different way, simpler and deeper than what you may be used to. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Before asking for anything, begin by recognizing who I am. Before bringing your list of needs, stop and acknowledge the holiness, the greatness, the goodness of the one you're speaking to. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. There's a surrender in that, a request for my will to prevail over yours, even when you don't fully understand where it's leading you, even when it seems contrary to what you'd like to happen. That surrender isn't defeat. It's mature trust in someone who knows you better than you know yourself. Give us this day our daily bread. I take care of your daily needs, not only the great crises that call for a miracle, but the ordinary, the everyday, what you need today simply to get through one more day. You don't have to carry the anxiety of the whole month all at once. I take care of today, and tomorrow I will take care of tomorrow. And forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. There's a connection between receiving my forgiveness and offering your own forgiveness to those who hurt you. I know this is hard. I know there are wounds that still ache when you think about them, conversations that still bother you, betrayals that still weigh on you. But I invite you to set that weight down, not because the pain wasn't real, because it's keeping you from walking free.
And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. I know your inner struggles, the things you try to overcome alone, the battles no one knows about except you and me. You don't have to face this alone, pretending everything is under control, when in truth you're tired of fighting the same pattern over and over. When you fast, when you give, when you pray, do it without needing anyone to see, without needing to announce it, without needing recognition. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through and steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Your heart always follows what you value most, and maybe it's time to examine where you've been investing your attention, your time, your energy. And then I come to one of the most important parts of this teaching, perhaps the part you most need to hear today. Behold the fowls of the air, for they sow not, neither do they reap, nor gather into barns, yet your heavenly Father feedeth them. Are ye not much better than they? Look at the lilies of the field, which neither toil nor spin, and yet are clothed with more glory than any king. If I take care of them who do nothing to earn that care, how much more do I take care of you, whom I formed with such intention and purpose? And take therefore no thought for the morrow shall take thought for the things of itself. Sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof. You don't have to carry the weight of every possible tomorrow today. That weight doesn't belong to you, and trying to carry it will only wear you out before your time. The secret place, then, isn't just a physical place, though having a physical place helps. It is, above all, a posture of the heart, the willingness to live before me, before living before others, to seek my approval before seeking any human applause. When that priority gets reversed, when you start living more to be seen than to know me, anxiety grows, because human approval is unstable, ever-changing, never enough. But my approval, once received in the secret place, becomes a foundation no one can tear down.
There are moments in life when it feels like the whole world is collapsing at once. Maybe you're living through one of those moments right now. Or maybe you've already lived through something similar in the past and still carry the memory of it. Maybe the mountains of your life seem to be falling into the sea. The waters seem to be roaring. Everything around you seems too unstable to trust anything solid. Psalm 46 was written exactly for that moment, for that feeling that no structure is reliable enough. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore will not we fear, though the earth be removed, and though the mountains be carried into the midst of the sea. Notice the order of these words carefully. First comes trust, then comes the declaration, we will not fear, and only then comes the description of the chaos. That isn't an accident of translation. It means that trust in me doesn't depend on the chaos ending first. It precedes the resolution of the problem. Though the waters thereof roar and be troubled, though the mountains shake with the swelling thereof. Even in that extreme scenario, even in the worst-case scenario your imagination can construct, there is a place of stillness. There is a river, the streams whereof shall make glad the city of God, the holy place of the tabernacles of the Most High. In the middle of the most deafening noise of your life, I offer a river of peace that no one else can give you, that no external circumstance can dry up. The heathen raged, the kingdoms were moved. He uttered his voice, the earth melted. The Lord of hosts is with us, the God of Jacob is our refuge. Empires rise and fall, governments change. The structures that seemed permanent reveal themselves to be fragile in the face of history. But I remain unshaken through every one of those changes, and I am with you through every one of them too, even when you feel like you're navigating uncertainty alone. Think for a moment about how many times you've already seen something that seemed indestructible collapse, a company that seemed solid, a relationship that seemed stable, a certainty that seemed beyond question. The world is made of things that change, but there is a something and a someone who does not change, and it's to that foundation you're invited to anchor yourself now.
There's a moment in the middle of this psalm that I want you to hold on to forever. Perhaps the invitation your life most needs today. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the heathen. I will be exalted in the earth. Before any strategy, before any action plan, before trying to control what's outside your control, there's a call to stillness. Not an empty, passive, resigned silence, but a silence that actively recognizes who I am. The spiritual stillness I offer you isn't the absence of problems. It isn't the promise that everything will become calm and easy. It's my presence in the middle of the problems. It's the certainty that even if everything around you is shaking, there is a rock that does not shake. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our refuge. That sentence repeats because some truths need to be said twice, 3 times, however many times it takes for the heart to truly receive them and stop doubting. Maybe your current storm has a specific name, an illness, a financial loss, a relationship that fell apart, a professional uncertainty showing no sign of improving. I'm not minimizing the real weight of those situations by calling you to stillness. I'm inviting you to bring that real weight to me instead of trying to hold it up alone until you're completely exhausted. Being still isn't weakness in the face of difficulty. It's the strength of recognizing that there is someone greater holding what you cannot hold on your own. There are people who confuse being still with giving up, as if growing quiet meant abandoning the fight or passively settling for the worst-case scenario. That isn't what the psalm is about. Being still before me is in fact the most active act there is. It's choosing in the middle of chaos to anchor your mind in a truth that doesn't change, instead of letting every new piece of news, every new rumor, every new uncertainty determine the state of your heart.
There's a scene in the Gospel of John that took place shortly before one of the most difficult moments in history, the cross. The disciples were afraid, confused, uncertain about the future, about what would happen to them, about what would happen to everything they had believed in and invested the last years of their lives into. And it was exactly in that moment, when everything seemed about to collapse, that I said something that still holds true for you today in your own uncertainty. Let not your heart be troubled. Ye believe in God, believe also in me. I didn't wait for them to calm down first before speaking of peace. I didn't say, come back when you're more settled and then we'll talk about trust. I spoke of peace right in the middle of their fear, because it's exactly there, in the middle of fear, that peace needs to be offered. There isn't a more convenient moment waiting for you somewhere in the future. The invitation is for now, in the middle of your own turmoil. In my Father's house are many mansions. I go to prepare a place for you. There is a guaranteed future waiting for you, even when the present seems uncertain, even when you can't clearly see what comes next. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there ye may be also. That isn't a distant, abstract promise reserved only after death. It's a personal promise directed at someone who is afraid right now, just as you may be, in this very moment of your life. Thomas asked how they could know the way, because he too was confused. He too needed clarity in the middle of uncertainty. And I answered, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh to the Father, but by me. There is no other road that needs to be found through great effort or spiritual searching. I am the road. You don't have to decipher a complicated map to reach me.
And I would not leave you to walk that road alone, without help, without company. And I will pray the Father, and he shall give you another Comforter, that he may abide with you forever. The Holy Spirit would come to dwell with you, to teach you in hours of doubt, to comfort you in hours of sorrow, to never leave you orphaned, abandoned, alone in the face of difficulties. I will not leave you comfortless. I will come to you. That promise is repeated in different forms throughout this chapter because I know how deep the fear of being abandoned can run in the human heart. Maybe you've already felt that, the fear of being left alone exactly when you most needed company. I want you to know that fear doesn't have to rule your life. And then comes the promise you may need to hear more than any other right now. Today, in this exact moment as you listen to these words. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give unto you. Not as the world giveth, give I unto you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. The peace the world offers depends on favorable circumstances, on everything going according to plan, on no unpleasant surprise happening. My peace doesn't depend on that. It's given before the storm passes, in the middle of it, exactly where you are right now, with no need to wait for the clouds to clear first. There's a practical difference between these two kinds of peace that you can notice in your own experience. The world's peace is fragile. It vanishes at the first piece of bad news, the first unexpected call, the first sign that things might not work out. My peace is more resilient because it isn't anchored in circumstances, but in who I am and in what I have already promised. When you feel the world's peace slipping through your fingers, that's exactly the moment to turn toward the peace I offer, which doesn't depend on today's headlines or on tomorrow's uncertainty.
There is something deeply personal I want you to understand about how I see you. Something that goes beyond any human relationship you've ever experienced. It isn't a distant observation, like someone who merely watches from afar without really caring about the details. It is a complete, intimate knowledge, one that reaches every part of who you are, including the parts you don't fully know about yourself. O Lord, thou hast searched me and known me. Thou knowest my down-sitting and mine uprising. Thou knowest my thought afar off. Before you fully form a thought, even before it takes clear shape in your mind, I already know it. There is nothing in you that surprises me, no reaction, no impulse, no secret fear that I'm unaware of. Whither shall I go from thy spirit, or whither shall I flee from thy presence? You can try to hide from your pain, from your failures, from your fears, pretending in front of others that everything is fine, but you are never alone in that hiding place, because I am already there, waiting for you to recognize my presence even in the most hidden corner of your soul. If I ascend up to heaven, thou art there. If I make my bed in hell, behold, thou art there. There is no place so high or so low that it's beyond my reach. There is no sin so great, no shame so deep, no fall so dramatic that it's beyond the reach of my presence and my ability to restore. Even in the deepest darkness of your life, the darkness and the light are both alike to thee. I see with equal clarity where you are, even when you feel completely in the dark. And then I come to something that may be hard for you to believe about yourself, but that is absolutely true, even if your self-image says otherwise. For thou hast possessed my reins, thou hast covered me in my mother's womb. I will praise thee, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. You are not an accident. You are not a miscalculation, an unwanted consequence, leftover weight. You were formed with intention, with care, with purpose, even before you consciously existed, even before anyone knew you would arrive. Thine eyes did see my substance, yet being unperfect, and in thy book all my members were written, which in continuance were fashioned, when there was none of them. Every phase of your life, every day you've lived, and every day you still will live, was already written before it happened, known by me with care and attention. How precious also are thy thoughts unto me, O God! How great is the sum of them! I think of you constantly, more times than you can count, more than the grains of sand on every beach in the world. Try for a moment to imagine that. It isn't just a poetic phrase, it's a reality about how you are seen and remembered. And then comes the deepest invitation of this psalm, a request you can make to me right now, in this exact moment, without fear of the answers you might receive. Search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts, and see if there be any wicked way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting. Don't be afraid to let me into every corner of your life, even the most hidden ones, even the ones you'd rather no one saw, because I am already there, and I only want to lead you onto the path that lasts forever. This kind of examination isn't punishment, it's care. A doctor who examines you carefully isn't punishing you. They're looking for what needs treatment so you can live with better health. In the same way, when I examine your heart, it isn't to condemn, it's to heal what is still sick, to set free what is still trapped by patterns you may not even fully recognize. Allowing this examination is an act of trust, not of fear. There is a difference between being known by me and being known by the people around you. People know fragments of you, what you choose to show, what slips out in unguarded moments, the stories you tell about who you are. I know the whole, with no fragments, no distortions, with no need for you to explain or justify yourself. And even knowing all of it completely, I choose to remain close. I choose to love. I choose to keep forming something good in you. I know there are trials in your life that seem to make no sense at all. Difficulties that arrive without warning, that last longer than you expected, that test your patience to the limit, that make you wonder where I was when they began. James wrote something that may seem strange at first glance, almost contradictory. My brethren, count it all joy when ye fall into divers temptations. Not because the pain is good in itself, not because you should fake joy in the face of real suffering, but because, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. But let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. There is a formation process taking place, even if you can't see any sense in it at the exact moment you're going through the difficulty. Trials aren't always evidence that I've abandoned you. Often, they're evidence of exactly the opposite, that I am working something deep in you that can only be formed through resistance, something comfort and ease could never produce. Think about how many of your strongest qualities were born precisely out of the hardest seasons of your life, not the easiest ones. And if you don't know how to get through this, if you feel you have no clarity about the next step, there is a clear invitation with no complication. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God, that giveth to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. You don't have to pretend you know the way. You don't have to have all the answers ready before you come to me. You can simply ask, and that wisdom will be given without any charge or humiliation for not knowing. Blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord hath promised to them that love him. There is a promise on the other side of every trial that seems endless right now. The fact that you can't see the end of this difficulty doesn't mean it has no end.
and that this end doesn't carry with it something valuable, worth the waiting.
And I want you to understand something essential about true faith. It isn't just hearing, it isn't just mentally agreeing with good ideas and going on with your life without any change, but be ye doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. Hearing without acting is like seeing your own face in a mirror and immediately forgetting what you saw, with that sight producing no real transformation. And then comes a definition that may surprise you with its simplicity, far from any religious complication. Pure religion and undefiled before God and the Father is this: to visit the fatherless and widows in their affliction, and to keep himself unspotted from the world. It isn't about complicated rituals or flawless religious appearances. It's about caring for those in real need and keeping the heart pure in the middle of a world that constantly tries to corrupt it. Maybe your current trial is exactly the space where I want you to teach you that true religion, far from performance and close to real compassion. Maybe this difficulty you're going through is teaching you to notice the pain of others in a way you never could before going through it yourself. There is a final promise in this chapter that often goes unnoticed, but that carries enormous weight for someone tired of their own inner struggle. The one who perseveres through the trial receives not just relief, but a transformation of character that remains long after the difficulty has passed. The people you admire most for their depth, for their compassion, for the wisdom they carry, probably went through trials no one else saw up close. Your current trial is also shaping you for something you still can't see clearly.
There are two psalms I want to bring together now, because together they describe something you may not have fully experienced yet: the refuge that satisfies and the thirst that finally finds water. In Psalm 16, David declares something radical about where he finds his security, something that challenges the way most people search for stability. "Preserve me, O God, for in thee do I put my trust. The Lord is the portion of mine inheritance and of my cup. Thou maintainest my lot." It isn't external circumstances that define David's portion. It isn't the amount of possessions, nor financial stability, nor social recognition. It is my presence, and my presence alone, that he identifies as his true inheritance. "The lines are fallen unto me in pleasant places. Yea, I have a goodly heritage." Even when the circumstances of your life don't seem ideal, even when you compare your situation to other people's and feel at a disadvantage, there is a spiritual inheritance no one can take from you. And then comes one of the most hope-filled promises in the entire book of Psalms. "Thou wilt show me the path of life. In thy presence is fullness of joy. At thy right hand there are pleasures forevermore." That joy isn't temporary, doesn't depend on circumstances changing, isn't destroyed by the next piece of bad news. It is found in my presence, today, right now, exactly where you are, regardless of what's happening around you. And then in Psalm 63, we find David in a completely different scene, a dry desert with no water, exhausted physically and emotionally, fleeing from his own enemies. And even there, in the most inhospitable place we could imagine, he writes, "O God, thou art my God. Early will I seek thee. My soul thirsteth for thee. My flesh longeth for thee in a dry and thirsty land where no water is."
The most intense spiritual thirst is often born in exactly the driest places of your life, when everything you had has been stripped away and all that's left is the search for me. Maybe that's why some of your driest,
hardest, most uncomfortable seasons have also been the ones that brought you closest to a real faith rather than just a theoretical one. To see thy power and thy glory, so as I have seen thee in the sanctuary. David didn't wait for perfect conditions before seeking me. He didn't wait to have resources, security, stability first. He sought me in the desert, exactly where he was, and it was there that he found my strength, in the middle of scarcity and not after it. Because thy loving kindness is better than life, my lips shall praise thee. More than any comfort, any pleasure, any security life can offer, my goodness surpasses all of it. That isn't an exaggerated comparison. It's a real discovery for anyone who decides to put that truth to the test in practice. When I remember thee upon my bed, I meditate on thee in the night watches. Even in the most silent hours, when sleep won't come and thoughts grow restless, when the anxiety of the early morning hours feels more intense than during the day, there's an invitation to remember me, to meditate on my presence until peace finally arrives, replacing the whirlwind of thoughts with a stillness only I can offer. If you recognize those early morning hours when sleep won't come and your mind insists on revisiting old worries, know that this is exactly the space David describes. He didn't pretend he slept peacefully every night. He turned his hours of insomnia into hours of meditation, trading anxious rumination for the intentional remembrance of who I am. You can make that same trade the next time the early hours feel endless.
There's a word that comes up in almost every conversation you've ever had about what keeps you from living in peace. Fear. Fear of the future, fear of rejection, fear of not being enough, fear of losing what you love, fear of being exposed, fear of failing in front of the people who matter most to you. And I want you to hear something that may sound simple, but that carries enormous weight of truth once you really take it in. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casteth out fear, because fear hath torment. He that feareth is not made perfect in love. That love isn't a distant theory, a nice idea that stays only on paper, repeated in catchy phrases with no real depth. In this was manifested the love of God toward us, because that God sent his only begotten Son into the world, that we might live through him. God's love was demonstrated, not just declared. It was lived, it was felt, it was delivered in concrete form, costing something real, not just a comfortable word spoken from a distance. We love him because he first loved us. You don't have to generate enough love to reach me. You don't have to strive to earn that closeness as if it were a transaction where you have to pay a price before receiving anything. I already loved you first, before you did anything to deserve it, even before you were born. If a man say, I love God, and hateth his brother, he is a liar. There is a direct connection between the love you receive from me and the love you offer others. It isn't possible to separate those two things, to fake an elevated spirituality while treating the people around you with contempt or indifference. For he that loveth not his brother whom he hath seen, how can he love God whom he hath not seen? The love you feel for me should transform the way you treat the people around you, especially the ones hardest to love, the ones that test your patience the most. Think about the people in your life who are hardest to love right now. Maybe it's exactly in that relationship that the love I placed in you needs to become most visible, not as performance, but as real transformation of character.
And then comes the conclusion of this letter, a certainty you can carry with confidence, with no need to doubt it in any difficult circumstance. And we have known and believed the love that God hath to us. God is love, and he that dwelleth in love dwelleth in God, and God in him. You can rest in that identity. It isn't about performance. It isn't about merits accumulated over time. It isn't about how hard you manage to try to be good enough. It's about dwelling in love, and therefore dwelling in me. That love is the antidote for every fear you carry, because it drives out exactly what most imprisons you, what most keeps you from living with freedom and confidence in the face of an uncertain future. Maybe you can identify right now which specific fear has controlled your decisions most over these past months. Maybe it's the fear of being abandoned, or the fear of not meeting expectations, or the fear that something bad will happen to someone you love. This perfect love I offer doesn't promise that the feared event will never happen. It promises that whatever happens, you won't face it alone, and that this love is greater than any scenario your anxious imagination can construct. Think about how many important decisions in your life were made out of fear rather than out of love or conviction. Fear is a bad counselor. It narrows your options, makes you react instead of choose, traps you in patterns of protection that often cost more than the risk you were trying to avoid. When perfect love begins to drive out that fear, new decisions become possible, freer decisions, more aligned with who you really are and with the purpose I placed in you.
Look up at the sky for a moment, if you can right now. Or remember the last time you truly did that, without rushing, without distraction. Look at the stars, at the sun that rises every day without ever failing once in history, at the vastness above you right now as you hear these words. Psalm 19 begins like this: "The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. Day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge." There is a silent sermon being preached every day in every part of the earth, even where no human word is spoken, even in places no sacred book has ever reached. There is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard. Their line is gone out throughout the earth, and their words to the end of the world. All of creation speaks about who I am, with no need for translation, with no need for complicated explanation, accessible to anyone who looks up with attention. And it isn't only through nature that I speak. The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple. My word also reveals who I am in a way even more direct and personal than the creation around you can offer. It isn't confined to distant metaphors. It speaks directly to your heart. The statutes of the Lord are right, rejoicing the heart. The commandment of the Lord is pure, enlightening the eyes. There is genuine joy in following my ways, not as a crushing weight, not as a list of restrictive rules, but as a light that clears up what was once confusing, that guides decisions that once seemed impossible to make with clarity.
More to be desired are they than gold, yea, than much fine gold, sweeter also than honey and the honeycomb. There is nothing in this world, no wealth, no pleasure, that offers the same value my word offers to anyone who truly receives it, who lets it go beneath the surface and reach what really matters. And then the psalm turns inward toward a request for inner purity, recognizing that even the most sincere person has hidden areas that need help to be seen. Who can understand his errors?
Cleanse thou me from secret faults. There are flaws in you that maybe even you can't clearly identify, patterns that repeat without you fully realizing their origin or their impact. But I can see those blind spots with complete clarity. And the psalm ends with a prayer you can make your own right now, word for word, as if it had been written specifically for your present moment. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, my strength and my Redeemer. May everything you say and everything you think, even what no one else hears, be examined and purified by me, your rock and your Redeemer, the one you can trust when everything else seems unstable. Take, if you can, a moment after hearing these words to simply look up at the sky again, or at whatever piece of nature is within your reach. Let that simple sight reinforce what you've just heard. There is a greatness around you that constantly speaks of my glory, and that same greatness is willing to speak directly to you, personally, through my word.
There is a way of thinking that may be the hardest of all for a human being to learn. The mind of humility. The mind that serves instead of demanding to be served, that yields space instead of competing for it. Paul wrote to the Philippians something that describes exactly the character I want to form in you, a rare character in a world that prizes self-promotion and constant visibility. Let this mind be in you, which was also in Christ Jesus. And then he describes that mind with words that cross centuries without losing their force, without growing outdated with time. Who being in the form of God, thought it not robbery to be equal with God, but made himself of no reputation, and took upon him the form of a servant, and was made in the likeness of men. I did not come as someone who demands recognition, who needs to prove his importance at every turn. I came as someone who serves, who empties himself, who makes himself small out of love for you, giving up privileges no human being ever had. And being found in fashion as a man, he humbled himself and became obedient unto death, even the death of the cross. There is no greater humility than this, accepting the deepest, most unjust, most painful suffering for those he loves, with no demand for immediate compensation, with no guarantee that those people would ever recognize the sacrifice. But the story doesn't end at the cross, and that's one of the most important truths for you to hold on to today. Wherefore God also hath highly exalted him, and given him a name which is above every name, that at the name of Jesus every knee should bow, of things in heaven and on earth and under the earth, and that every tongue should confess that Jesus Christ is Lord, to the glory of God the Father. The humiliation was followed by glory. The suffering was followed by glory. The surrender that seemed to offer no return was followed by eternal recognition. That's also true for you. Every moment of humility you live out of love is never wasted, even if it seems that way now, even if no one is watching, even if no one says thank you. It's a seed of something greater, planted in soil I myself tend with care, even when harvest time hasn't yet arrived. Maybe you're in a season where you have to serve without recognition, give without it being returned, wait without understanding why things take so long to change. Maybe you're caring for someone who doesn't acknowledge the effort, working on something no one else values, carrying a responsibility no one else wants to share with you.
That's exactly the mind I want to form in you. Not a weak, passive humility with no identity of its own, but a humility that trusts that true exaltation comes from me at the right time and not from your own insistence on being recognized now before the proper time. There is enormous freedom hidden in this kind of humility that you may not have fully experienced yet. The freedom of not needing to prove anything to anyone, of not needing to compete for space, of not needing to defend your own importance at every turn. When you rest in the certainty that I see every hidden effort, every silent sacrifice, every act of service no one else noticed, you no longer have to spend energy trying to secure human recognition. That freed up energy can be used simply to keep serving with lightness instead of bitterness.
Have you ever wondered, maybe in the quietest hours of the night, where the help you need actually comes from? Not the kind of shallow help that solves only the immediate problem, but the kind of help that sustains your soul through the deepest situations. Psalm 121 opens with that exact question. I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help? And the answer comes immediately, with no hesitation, no roundabout path. My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. It doesn't come from your own strength, which you already know has its limits. It doesn't come from a solution you still have to find on your own after a lot of research and effort. It comes from me, who created everything that exists, who has resources infinitely greater than any difficulty you're facing right now. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. While you sleep, I am awake. While you rest, finally releasing the tension built up over the day, I remain watchful over every detail of your life, over every person you love, over every situation that worries you. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. That watchfulness isn't occasional, doesn't take a break, doesn't fail from exhaustion. It is constant, uninterrupted, faithful, day after day, year after year. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. Even in the most intense heat of your days, in the most draining situations, there is a shade protecting you, softening what would otherwise be unbearable. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The protection I offer isn't only physical, limited to what can be seen and measured. It is spiritual, reaching the deepest parts of who you are, the wounds no one else can see or treat. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and even forevermore. Every movement of your life, every difficult decision, every arrival and every departure, every beginning and ending of a chapter is under my care, from now into eternity, with no exception, with no moment when I look away. And now I want to return to where we began this journey together. At the start, I said you were tired, and that I saw the weight you carried when no one was watching, the rush in your thoughts, the constant alertness of your heart, even in the calmest moments. I said the world never stops talking to you, with its demands and its deadlines and its comparisons, but that I keep making the same invitation I have always made from the very beginning. Come close. Now, after everything we've walked through together, after crossing the desert, the secret place, the storm, the fear of farewell, the deep knowledge I have of you, the trials that forge character, the thirst that finally finds water, the love that drives out fear, the glory revealed in the heavens,
the humility that precedes exaltation, and finally, the help that never sleeps, maybe you understand better what that invitation means. It isn't about receiving answers to every one of your questions. It isn't about having every detail of your life solved and explained. It's about finding the one who is greater than all of them, who is present in each one of them, who never withdraws even when you feel completely alone. You began this time carrying real, heavy, legitimate worries. I never promised they would vanish the instant you finished hearing these words, like some magic formula that fixes everything instantly. But I promise that you no longer have to carry them alone. Be still and know that I am God. Come close, exactly as you are right now, with no need to get yourself together first, with no need to have every answer, with no need to fake more strength than you actually have. I was already waiting for you the whole time, from the very first moment you began hearing these words, and I will keep waiting with the same patience and the same love on every new day you still have left to live. When you finish hearing this and go back to your routine, to your responsibilities, to the people waiting for you, carry with you this simple certainty: the invitation doesn't end here. It renews every morning, every moment of silence you decide to create, every time you choose to seek me before seeking any other solution. You won't remember every verse you heard today, and that's all right. But if you keep only one thing, keep this: there is a place of rest available to you now, and that place has a name, and that name is me.